So, kids getting a driver license, huh? Clear the roads! Seriously though, it's scary stuff. You're a new driver hurtling down the interstate, to say nothing of all the new costs you may be facing. Oh boy. But really, look at the statistics. Drivers between the ages of 15 and 19 are much more likely to experience a collision. You don't want that. I don't want that. Heck, the government doesn't want that. And that's why states nationwide have adopted graduated driver licensing regulations. I know, it sounds complicated, but don't worry, I'm here to help. Welcome to Graduated Driver Licensing Made Simple. Now, each state has its own set of specific rules and regulations, but today we're taking a look at Florida. Meet Daniel and his mom Kay. They're about to start on the great adventure of the GDL. Daniel turned 15 today. In Florida, this means he's just old enough to apply for his learner's permit. He completed a traffic law and substance abuse education course last weekend. He and his mom have even spent time together studying this year's Florida Driver's Manual. All they have to do now is head down to the local driver license issuance office, where they'll apply for a license and take the written driver exam. 40 harrowing questions later, Daniel is a proud learner permit recipient. So what now? Now the fun part. Daniel needs to clock 50 hours of supervised driving time, 10 of which have to be at night, with Kay or another licensed adult over the age of 21. Kay will need to sign off that Daniel has indeed completed his supervised driving hours. Now that he's got his permit, Daniel needs to spend the next year working on his driving abilities under his mom's watchful eye, before moving on to the next phase. Meet Amanda and her uncle Jason. Amanda is 16 and just spent the last 12 months learning Jason's best tips and tricks for how to pull off the perfect three-point turn, among other vital rules of the road. She's now ready to embark on that vital rite of passage, the road test. She and Jason head to the driver license issuance office, where Amanda will show off her shiny new driving skills. With a passing score here, she'll enter the intermediate driver license stage of the GDL. Now, she can finally strike out on her own in that brand new Mercedes. Yeah, or whatever. She may be allowed to drive solo, but there are still safety restrictions on her intermediate license. These restrictions are meant to protect teen drivers from potentially dangerous situations and distractions on the road. Until she's 17, Amanda can't drive between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m. unless she's driving to and from work or has a licensed adult over the age of 21 in the front passenger seat. Amanda knows it's important to stay alert and aware while she's driving because the law has specific provisions for intermediate drivers. Repeated violations or crashes will result in points on her driving record, which could result in a loss of driving privileges. Once she turns 17 and has been driving safely with an intermediate license, the state's safety restrictions will allow for additional nighttime driving, not between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. unless driving to and from work or with a licensed adult. All restrictions will be lifted once the new driver turns 18. Congratulations! At this point, Amanda is a fully licensed, unrestricted, ready to go driving machine. Okay, let's recap. At 15, a Floridian is old enough to apply for a learner's permit. He or she must have completed a traffic law and substance abuse education course. At the driver license issuance office, the ready student will take a written test, which must be passed in order to receive a learner's permit. During the next 12 months, the new driver must have 50 hours of supervised driving time, 10 of which must be at night. After 12 months of supervised driving with a learner's permit, and when the driver is 16, the road test can be taken. With a passing score, he or she will enter the intermediate driver license stage. Here, the intermediate driver no longer needs supervision, but some restrictions will stay in place, like no driving between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., unless for work or with an adult licensed driver over the age of 21. At age 17, the nighttime driving restrictions will change to 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Once the new driver is 18, all the restrictions will be lifted from the intermediate driver license.
Hopefully this handy guide has helped you make sense of the ins and outs of graduated driver licensing. For more information and specific rules for your own state, check out impactteendrivers.org. Happy driving!